Well, I made it back. I went to AutoZone. I didn't go to Harbor Freight. I just can't bring myself to spend money I don't have. I mean, I really want that, but I ain't got it. It's $170 I just don't have. And not working. So anyway, I figured I'd show you how I carve these blocks. Of course, put a line down the center, and we'll just take the plane and start planing her up. This will go so fast, it's ridiculous. Remember, it weighed 3.1 ounces when we started, so I got to get it down to 14 grams or less. I think it's going to be easy, though. I really do. This was a good piece of wood. It's going to be a huge mess, though. But it's a whole lot easier carving this than it was carving that piece of pine. I can do this in an hour, I'm sure. Shoot. Got a splinter under my thumbnail. Got it. Gonna try not to beat up the inboard ribs like I did on the last one. Get it tacked on in 4 spaces with CA. Little tacks, nothing big. This takes a while. Yo, whoa, whoa, whoa. With as much material as that I'm going to need to remove, I don't see any reason why we can't get it down to 14 grams. Six watchers. This will test your carving skills, that's for sure. All we're doing is taking away everything that doesn't look like an airplane. Making a huge mess as we do it. Seven. There should be seven. There's seven watchers, so there should be seven likes. But I doubt it. People don't like me because I ain't doing stupid stuff. This stuff takes talent. So the trick here is to get it close, and then we'll resort to the sandpaper. 36 grit, 80 grit, 180. Oh, got into the fuselage side there, which is okay. Got on the fuselage side there. Gotta be careful. Be all right. It'll be fine. Hard doing it in the pull. I ain't left-handed. It's hard to do. It's left-handed. But where there's a will, there's a way. I'm gonna have to turn it around. I don't have enough control on this knife, left-handed. I can sand left-handed okay, but carving's another story. So we'll turn her around. I still can't do it right-handed. I'm gonna have to do it. Have to do it going that way. Okay. After we finish this one, I got one more coat of red to put on that airplane, and I'm done. I don't want to be involved anymore. I know he's watching. After I get the coat of paint on, I'll even show you guys that painting is not the paint job. It's the sanding. And if you don't sand like I do, you ain't going to get a result like I do. I'm going to drag that ring across that rib. I don't want that. Kind of doing this blind, all by feel. Can't see on that side. We're getting close though. Here we go again with this left-handed shit, but there's no way to do it otherwise. I got a big gap on the back side of the canopy. I have to glue a piece of wood on. We are close, though. I mean, it's getting there. Just a little bit of sand and I will refine this nose probably 6 or 8 times before the airplane's done. Till I'm satisfied. I never get it right the first time. You can't. I mean, I guess you could, but you know, Tom Dixon asked me the same thing. Hey, carve the top like build a fuselage. Well, you can't. I mean, you guys can do it any way you want, but this is how I've done it several hundred times. It's not that big a deal. Take a little patience. So back to the other side. Looking pretty good. It's coming right along. Be careful. I don't want to go too far. I don't want to add any more putty than I have to. Back to the other side. Okay. And that's how you get that seam out of there. Don't go too far because you have to sand to it. Little bites. That's pretty good. Now back to this side. Plain. There it is. Yep, that's it. Yeah, I gotta do what here? I gotta get on it. Well, in a half an hour, I've got it pretty much roughed in. And now we're going to start sanding here in a minute. Got to get them out of there. Don't want to hear them dinking around inside the airplane. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what I can do with that lumber, that big heavy shit. But take that out of the can. Make my wheel pant plugs on it. I can sand it on the disc sander to just speed it up. Because I'm going to do molded wheel pants for this, no matter what it takes, because they'll be super light. This here was kind of a trade-off. A lot of work for very little gain. I think I'm the only one on the net building stuff like this. Frank, he's building kits and stuff. And he's building RC stuff. I don't think there's anybody building control line on the net. There's some old Windy videos. Okay, we need the stick. Here we go. Let's start really roughing it in now. When I was out, I should have went down to Lofto Auto Body and see if he'll sell me one piece of 24 body file paper. My one piece lasted me 25 years. And it still works kind of, but the rocks are kind of dull. It's time for a new sharp piece. This here is 25 grit or 36 grit. Cut like it used to. You just peel it off like a shredder. Peel it off. So we'll get it close, pop it back off, hollow it out, glue it back on, and finish sanding it on the outside. Getting close. I don't want any flat spots like I had on my other one. The other Viper had a 3/4 top block, and there was a flat spot there. Anytime you got a thinner block, it's harder to get around. There's not enough room for a round over on the nose, so. That looks pretty good. Okay. What do you think? Does that look pretty good? up to the leading edge anyway. Pretty symmetrical. Ain't lost my touch. I need is a handle on this. So I got that there, work with there. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, gotta sit down for a second. So it took a half hour to get this far. Not bad. If I was carving on that heavy block, I'd still be carving. Shit. Now you don't want to go any farther until you get a spinner on it. So you tape up a spinner and you sand to the spinner shape. And it'll probably end up sanding way back to here. I don't know. Imagine it goes way back there. Now if you use a standard spinner, it's a little less, but I like the needle nose, so. Where's my other little T block? I don't see it. That's block with no paper on it. No T block. Better make damn sure to get all them flecks out of it. Here it is right here. This represents a month's work. Almost a month. we need to switch cameras to this side. There. Empty the trash today and get all these shavings out of there. Yeah, I narked it up anyway. That's okay. We'll fix it. I need a piece of 80 for in hand. Get this added in. I'll give you a weight on this here in a minute. Bondo, Sando, the Bondo. Be bad, Chad. Use some 80 grit, then paint it. Yeah. Build me a Bondo buggy. The guy's got talent, but not as much as Carl Fisher. Let's make it custom. That guy's good, boy. He does what with metal what I can do with balsa wood. Yeah. We're almost there. Almost ready for a 180 Sam. And then look at the shape. Just something so soothing about sanding balsa wood. I just love it. Sand's so nice. Okay, so let's turn it over and do the other side. We're getting her close. So when you sight down this, you're looking for the hive. I mean, this is close. It's not finished, but it's pretty darn close on this side. So we'll get this side to match, and then I'll start refining it with 180. You got to know when to stop, because if you sand with 36 grit, you'll have scratches that deep. Then you knock them off with 80 and you got half of that. And then you knock them off at 180 and you got half of that. So you got to know when to stop sanding with a certain grade of paper in order to be able to get all the scratches out, because you want to end up with 320 with no scratches left. So if you sand it down to its final shape with 80 grit, you're never going to get the scratches out of it. It's kind of like finishing metal. When they do chrome, whatever, you got to start sanding with a certain grit, then polish out the scratches with the next grit, so on and so forth. I don't know if you notice how I'm doing this. Yeah, sometimes I sand in a straight line, only when I'm meeting up to a straight line, like the fuselage side. Right here, I sanded straight because I'm trying to mate this with the straight side of the fuselage. But after I get that done, I'm sanding around this way to keep it round. And you kind of got to go back and forth in an X pattern in order to keep the symmetry. Here I'm trying to meet the side of the fuselage now. So we'll sand in a straight line. We're close. Let me zoom out a little bit to give you a little more broader view of how I'm doing this. And by God, don't sand into your sheeting. You don't want to put any 80 grit scratches into the sheeting, the turtle duck. Then you'll have a low spot. You don't need no stinking lows. That means putty. Putty means weight. Yeah, we got to come way around with that. I got this thing on crooked, so I gotta sand some more off right there to bring that point over to the left. There we go. Let's smooth that out. And there's a little high spot right there. And still high right there. This is always pretty tough to do, the canopy, because it's so close proximity. You know, it's got to be symmetrical. Yeah, it looks pretty good. We're getting there. It's about time to quit and move on to 180. I still got my line up here, so that means that there's a flat right here. Right here, the pen line is still there. So if it's still there, that means it's flat up there, because I didn't disturb the line from when the block was flat. So in order to get rid of that, I gotta roll across this way without putting big, not gnarly grooves in it. There we go. Let's put a new piece of paper on this. New paper. Okay. Maybe I'll get that on Amazon. I'll get a Win sander. I was pretty happy with my 10-inch miter saw from Win. Would have rather had a 12-inch. Can only afford to do what I can do. I don't know, the insurance is coming out. Yeah, they got the money. There we go. See, that line is starting to disappear where you probably can't see. You see that line right there? I can't tell whether you can see it or not. But what that indicates is it's flat. And we don't want it flat. see, we need a little more right there. There it is, went away. So now it's not flat, it's round. Use a pen for that line. Don't use pencil. Pencil goes away just from rubbing it. Use a pen. That looks pretty good. Let's get some 180 on it and see how it cleans up. This is what here? This 180? 180. Okay. I'm going to open hand sand this. I don't recommend you do that. I just have a lot of experience. We are damn close in an hour. Ah, it doesn't stick. Didn't stick. That's dusty. One more time. So now that it's close, I'll cut it off, hollow it out, glue it back on permanently, and finish sanding it out. Look at the spinner shape though. How that worked out. I've sanded it with 24, then 36, then 80. This is 180. I got all the scratches out of it. Looking pretty good. This side is anyway. Oh, we're a little high right there. Got to get in there with where's that block? There. Get in there with this. There we go. A little high right there. Still high. What the hell? There it is. Remember, this thing's got to all look like one piece when you're done. You don't have big gaps or seams or buggers. This is another part that will get white glued on because we don't want any CA seam. That looks pretty good. pull that down. Yep, that'll be perfect. You guys got any questions on hollowing and sanding? I'll show you how I hollow it too. I'm not gonna do it on this go around. We'll end the stream, and I'll come back later when I got probably another half an hour of just detail sanding, getting it close as I possibly can before I glue it down, or before I pop it off, hollow it out, and then glue it down and finish it. I would bet that we're probably down to an ounce. I would say an ounce on the nose block, down from 3. So if I'm at an ounce, I'll be able to get it to a ½ ounce, no problem. No problem. 50%. I can take 50% away. It's that extra 25% that's a killer. That's what gets you. That's why, you know, a molded block is better, but let's see what it weighs with an unmolded, unhollowed block. We can add an ounce to it for the cowl. Let's see if we're still going to make our target weight. Yeah, we got to hollow it. At 23.9. With that on it, 23. That'd be 24.9 with the cowl on it, with it unhollowed. So that'd be, I'd say 24.5. I got to figure out how to get that extra ½ ounce out of there. I'd like to hit the 24 mark so we can hit the 48 mark somehow. Of course, I got a wingtip weight box to put in it yet. Yeah, it's going to be 25 ounces. 25 and 17, 3 and 6. Let's see what that is. 25 plus 17.5 plus 6. That's still 48.5. So we're looking at, we might get a sub 50 airplane, maybe. We'll put them wheel pants on. That's going to add some weight. The landing gear is going to be shorter. That'll take a little bit of weight off. I just can't win. But so far, I'm pretty much on track. You know, I don't believe it's going to be heavier than the other one. So the other one was 52. Or was it 53? I'd have to get it and weigh it. And it flies good. It just, I'd like it to be lighter, you know. The performance is so much better when they're light. So much better. Like, what? Just really fly good. This one's got a better look to it too. It's a little more streamlined, it looks like. I think we'll make the cow come up a little more, and the other one kind of goes down like that. We'll make it come back some more. A low spot right there where I hit it with a block plane. Shit, I have to sand that out. Remember, sand it out. Don't fill it in. All right, I'm off for a while. I'll see you around 7 o'clock tonight. Fairwinds, tight lines. See ya. I got to paint an airplane.